And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Saturday morning edition of New Distributor Training. My name's Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with ZJ International, and I am privileged to be the host today. And I am excited about what's going on in ZJ International. And we're going to do a lot of things today. So just a quick program note. We're going to be doing Saturday morning New Distributor during this first portion of this broadcast. We're going to take a little break before the top of the hour. We're going to come right back at the top of the hour. That'll be 11 o'clock Pacific in the morning, 2 o'clock Eastern in the afternoon. We're going to do a team-wide meeting because this is the very first day of period 148, the last full period of 2019. Pat Anderson is going to join me. Many of you are aware that, Pat is one of our top earners and distributors in the company, member of the Distributor Advisory Board. Lots of stuff is happening. I got to tell you, I'm trying to calm myself here. I'm thinking that maybe I need to go get out my vetiver oil or something because I am so excited about what's going to be happening for all of you. I mean, I'm excited for me, but you know what? Been there, done that. Things are really good in my life. I'm excited for all of you because you are about to I see I didn't even mute my phones. That was a big mistake. What's going to be happening here in 2020 is going to change the lives for many, many, many of you. So excited that you're with us today. A couple of quick things here so that we can get going. Welcome to all of you, in particular those of you that are new distributors. Maybe you've just gotten started with us. You've been using our ZJ products, perhaps. You're looking at an opportunity to create a home-based business. You've been hearing the stories of people, perhaps like myself. I used to be a cross-country truck driver. I got involved in this type of home-based business 35 years ago, I think now, pretty close to it, and it changed my life. I mean, I literally was able to retire in my mid-40s. Do the kinds of things that take most people a lifetime to do, was able to be done in 10 years. To experience, the opportunities to have time freedom, residual income, to focus your life on the meaningful things. Whereas for most people, sadly, the number one priority has to be getting to work in the morning so they can make money, so they can pay the bills, feed the kids, pay the rent, make the mortgage payment. Things change entirely when you can start to take back control of your life, whether it be from a financial perspective, from a health perspective, from a relationship perspective. And for many, many, many of you, the next 3 to 5 years will be that life-changing experience that so many of us have been able to experience. So what we're going to do this morning, and here I'm focusing particularly on those of you that are relatively new to the business, or maybe you've been around for a while, and you're starting to see it, you're sensing it, you're feeling the difference in what's going on with ZJ today, and you want to participate at a much higher level. The foundation of success in our business model, and I'm going to be very specific here because what we do is what business is, okay? We are in the business of moving products or services into the marketplace. That's like any other business, whether it's a small or medium-sized local business with a retail shop, whether it's an online business, whether you're in a service professional, a doctor, a lawyer, what have you, whether you make widgets and sell them. It doesn't make any difference. Business in the world is simply the movement of products and services into the marketplace, and your value to the marketplace is based entirely on your capacity to move those products and or services into the marketplace. Now, network marketing, okay, sometimes called multi-level marketing, relationship marketing, people-to-people marketing, this whole concept of a home-based business is no different than any other business. It is a distribution model that is very unique, and most people don't get it, okay? And part of that is because most everybody out there has had some level of exposure to this type of business in their lifetime. I mean, think about it. If you hit the age of, your 30s, you've had at least one or two people, friends or acquaintances, want to introduce you to their new, business. Okay? And folks, if you haven't had that experience and you're over the age of 30, you need to get more friends because everybody's been exposed to this. Here's the challenge, because everybody knows somebody that's been involved in network marketing. Your mom did Mary Kay, Uncle Bob did Amway, your Aunt Martha did Tupperware, whatever. Because everybody knows somebody. There's a lot of misconceptions about what we do as a business. Now, one of the misconceptions is everybody already understands this. Oh yeah, this is about selling stuff to your friends and family and recruiting your friends and family. Well, yeah, that could be part of it, but that's a very small part of it. Okay, it's like saying, oh, I understand the car Fred drives. It's got four wheels and an engine. No, you don't understand my car. Okay, it does have four wheels and an engine. Okay, but it is not a car. It is a, Formula One inspired racing vehicle. All right, you don't get it because you've not seen it at a professional level. A lot of people perceive the capacity for people to be successful based upon the few people they know. Mom did Mary Kay. She made a few bucks, but she never got rich. Uncle, Bob, he did Amway. He made a few bucks, never, did anything special. Folks, if you are going to do anything, and I don't care what it is, whether it's a business venture, a sports endeavor or what have you, if you want to receive the results of the top performers, you need to do the things that they do. This was a critical ingredient to my success 30 plus years ago, 35 years ago, I think here. When I made that transition, my previous career, I was a cross-country truck driver, desperately looking for a way to create substantially more income. I had a special needs son entering school age. I needed to have a lot of money to be able to provide the specialized resources that he was going to need to be successful. And I needed to have way more time freedom than the average person in a job, and certainly more than an over-the-road driver. And network marketing was the only place a guy like me had the capacity to create a significant income and have time freedom and flexibility in my day-to-day schedule. Now, here was the critical ingredient. Really didn't have a lot to do with the company or the products we were marketing, what have you. It had everything to do with the level of exposure to the profession that I got. My first sponsor in my very first company back in the mid 80s was a $1 million earner. This guy had already broken the code. He already understood what to do. And I realized, number one, he had what I wanted. He was a few years younger than me, had a few young children, but he had time freedom. And he had the financial resources to provide for his family at whatever level he desired. Now, he had what I wanted. Here's the second thing I figured out. He knew what to do, documented by the results he had received. Here's the third thing I figured out. Because of the nature of our compensation plan in this type of business, he wasn't going to make any money off of me unless he taught me everything he knew. Okay? So I'm not trying to say I was just some dumb truck driver, right? I figured the deal out. And that's why I was so fortunate getting involved in this type of business. From the get-go, learned how to do this at a level that the professionals, the significant, the high-level income earners had already, discovered how to do. Now, what we do on Saturday mornings, myself and a number of other members of your support team, we bring to you every Saturday morning a little bit here and a little bit there of things that we have found can make a significant difference in the development of your business. And for those of you that are just getting started, I want to give you a resource tool right now because we don't do the same thing every Saturday. It's in a lot of ways what we do on Saturday it would be considered continuing education. And you want to have those fundamentals in place, the foundational education. On my YouTube channel, I have put together 4 little videos. Okay, the 4 little videos. The first one is called New Distributor Training. And I encourage you to watch that. It's 30 minutes long. It is a compilation of everything that I have learned, everything that I have been taught in, in over 3 decades of experience in this industry. That is exactly what a brand new distributor should be asking, and the information to answer those questions. What do we do and how do we do it? Because see, if you're the one that's serious about getting involved in a part-time business, and for some people that might only be 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, that's fine. That's how most of us started, right? If your desire is to create something that generates ongoing revenue, and it could be, maybe just that extra $200 or $300 a week, that extra $1,000 a month, the extra $10,000 a year, that could change life for most people. Okay, if you think about it, for most people, that extra $1,000 a month would change everything in terms of, the level and quality of their life, being able to, make ends meet without having to worry about, stressing every time, is there going to be enough money to cover the electric bill and what have you. If that's what you're looking for, that little video will give you all that you need to know. For those of you that are looking to create, a full-time income, maybe you want to make that transition from the income that you're at right now and develop a business that can actually be your backup plan, or allow you to transition without changing your lifestyle to an income that you can then do flexible from home, do it any way that you want. That little video is critical to it, because that's what you teach if you want to be successful. And then certainly for those of us that have had much higher level goals and aspirations, that same 30-minute little video becomes the foundation of a duplication process to create large organizations that are focused and doing what we do, sharing our products and sharing our opportunity. I'm going to put that address of the website, the YouTube channel, in the chat box. You can check that out. It's www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija, and then /playlist. If you go to the YouTube channel itself, Fred Holmes Zija, youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija, you're going to see archived there a lot of, all of the Saturday morning new distributor trainings that we do, the Thursday night business presentations, lots of tools for you. But the playlist tab will get you access to those videos that I'm talking about. And for brand new people, get that underneath your belt. That's a foundation. Saturday mornings, we kind of add to that continuing education on different topics. I'm very fortunate that I'm not the only one. There's a lot of other people that participate in Saturday morning training. You're going to get to hear from a lot of different people. So with that out of the way, what I want to do is I want to cover a couple of quick topics. I want to be able to leave enough time so we can do some question and answer if you're interested. We'll take a little break before the top of the hour, and then we'll come right back right at the top of the hour. I'm going to have Pat Anderson joining me. We're going to go, we'll take like maybe 15 minutes and focus on, the game plan for period 148. A lot of announcements coming our way. But what I want to talk about today is why this is so important. We're literally looking at 21 days left in 2019. And we've already had a lot of people that have basically, they've gone on vacation. Okay, they've decided that, the year's over. It's now the holiday season. I want you to understand why this is so important, and why, the most successful people in 2020 are working harder today than any other portion of the year. In the real world, no matter what's happening, the fact of the matter is the average person only gets 1 day off for Christmas. 1 day. It's called Christmas Day. Okay? You still got to show up for work. Now, it's really interesting that a lot of people just walk through the motions when they're at work during the holidays, because they've got a lot of other things, family coming, Christmas shopping, what have you. The people that have a long-term vision, especially those of us that have been around the industry for a while and see what's happening in Zija today, how it's kind of like a collection of all the ingredients necessary to propel us into, the stratosphere as far as a company goes. There's a sense of urgency not to lose 1 minute of December 2019, because everything you're doing over the next 21 days will be setting you up for the beginning of January to have momentum in your business. The masses, the 90%ers have already been slowing down since Thanksgiving, okay? The 90%ers, the masses, will wait until January, and actually, they're going to wait until January 11th. January 11th is our kickoff, okay, our launch meetings for 2020. And they're going to wait to see what's going to happen, to see what's going to be announced. Even though there's many of us who have been telling you what is going to happen, many of us have been telling you the advantages that we as a company at Zija International are going to have over every single other company in the industry come January 11th. I'm talking right now about the last 21 days of December, but I'm really talking about the next 32 days leading up to January 11th launch meetings. Because if you take the next 32 days, and I don't really care, how much time if you can commit 30 minutes to developing your business, you will have an incredible advantage over anybody else who is waiting to see what would happen. So let's talk a little bit about this time of the year in December. And again, I don't want to underemphasize how important it is that you retain consistency in your daily method of operation, regardless of what amount of time you can apply. If it's 30 minutes a day, then do 30 minutes of a day. If you can get 60 minutes a day into your Zija business, focus on the correct activities, maybe 4 15-minute increments here and there of reaching out, following up, prospecting, what have you. It will serve you well. It'll be like a, many fold increase come January 11th. I want to talk a little bit about some of the misconceptions about December. One of the misconceptions is people don't want to buy in December. Now, why is that? What's that? What's the basis of that misconception? It's because they're already spending money for Christmas. They're overspending money, and that's kind of a sad statement that people, put hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of Christmas presents on their credit cards. Wouldn't you want to be that person that can do whatever they want during Christmas? Buy whatever they want for whoever they want, and it doesn't have to be something you're going to pay off for the next 6 months. Okay, I mean, it's kind of an interesting concept. I never understood it until I got into this kind of business. But to be able to have every one of your credit cards paid off in full every 30 days. Okay, I don't pay any interest on any of my credit cards. I love my credit cards. Okay, don't get me wrong, love my credit cards. I use everything with my credit cards. I just pay them off every month. Wouldn't you want to be that person? Now, people don't want to buy in December. Of course they do. Okay, that's what they're doing in December, is they're spending a lot of money. Don't for 1 second think that people aren't spending money or they don't want to spend money. It's simply a matter of presenting to them the value of what we have. Our Zija Christmas catalog, holiday catalog, that's a powerful tool that you can be using right now, because there's lots of people out there trying to think of, what can I get for, Aunt Martha? What can I get for, Grandma Helen, whatever, okay? Offer them something that's simple, it's easy. They're not going to have to go fight people in the mall or, whatever, they can do this from the comfort of their home. Give them an option. Here's another misconception about December. People don't want to sign up. That's absolutely incorrect. Here's what I can tell you. If you believe that people don't want to buy from you in December and they don't want to sign up with you in December, if you believe that, then you're right. Okay? They don't want to buy and they don't want to sign up. However, if you're like me and so many other of the field leaders, where you believe that people do want to buy from you and they do want to sign up, it completely changes your presentation. It completely changes your presence when you're speaking with people. See, I know that people are they want me to contact them to give them ideas for, Christmas presents for friends, get a head start on their weight loss journey or the health and nutrition journey. How about simple little things for the home, for your personal care products? We've got a lot of products that are, perfect stocking stuffer pricing that would be a great way to introduce people to, healthy home, healthy body, and so on. The concept of signing up, again, I believe everybody wants to sign up in December, and let me tell you why. They want to be part of what's going to happen in January. They want, more people will act on a fear of loss than on a promise of the future. You can present this, hey, if you're getting involved in December, look, you're going to be positioned at, at the beginning of my, my new organization come January. How about this one? If you wait till January, you're not going to be at the top of my new organization come January. Fear of loss, promise of the future. As soon as you recognize that people do want to buy from you in December and they do want to get involved, get a jump start in what's about to happen in your Zija business, then you're going to find people buying and people signing up. It's not about what you say, it's about what you believe, which is going to translate into what you think and how you feel about what you're saying. Now, I want to talk about the recruiting process, because this is a very unique time for many of you. You're already starting to see, because we're seeing it in the numbers. Okay, many of you started. You listened to what we were talking about towards the end of September, talking about the last 90 days of the year, and now you can build tremendous momentum. And many of you have been doing that. You've been using the month of October, the month of November, now going into December to build your business. You've been consistent. And we're starting to see, there's a number of team members that have been hitting, Premier 20 and Elite 40 over and over and over again. One of it's more about consistency than it is about anything else. Now, for many of you, you need to understand that the concept of recruiting, folks, it's not an event. You don't call somebody and they say, yeah, I want to get in. Recruiting is not, it's a process, okay? There's many elements to the recruiting process, and it's not an event. The event is what we notice when somebody signs up and buys some product, or when they join as a customer and buy some product. But for most situations, it is a process. It's going to take some time. And if every day that goes by that you're not engaged in building your business is a day that you're prolonging that process. Don't, will some people, call and sign up and, when you call them immediately, yeah, it happens. Okay. But that's kind of, not the norm. I was, one of those people. When I got the original call to look at Zija, it took a while. It actually took quite a while for me to be convinced that this was the right company. And I kind of looked at it differently than most people, because this was going to be, my final, venture back into network marketing. And, once I decided it was, right company, it took a while for me to decide, was it right timing for me? Because I was pretty aware of the fact that back when I started with Zija, it was going to take a long time to get Zija up and running and make it a real deal. And so, it took a while. All right. Would you wanted to skip signing up for Holmes? I don't think so, because I didn't immediately sign up. I don't think you'd want to do that. Now, it's important to understand that in December, you have a golden opportunity. Some people will buy from you right away. Some people follow the system I talk about in that, that first 30-minute training video I mentioned, the system on getting people engaged. If you follow that system, some people will sign up relatively quickly, next couple of days. A lot of people only takes a couple of days to make that decision. Some people make it in a day if you do the system. However, it is much more of a process than an event. And December gives you an opportunity to get a total leg up on everybody else in January if you understand this one thing. Okay. December is the perfect time to reach out to people, make deposits into that relationship, bank, if you will. Don't underestimate the value of being able to use the holidays as a reason for reaching out to people. Okay, incredibly powerful. I've been doing that recently. I've just this past week I've made connections with 3 dear friends that, like, a lot of people, these are people I've known, geez, for in some cases 40 plus years, but you just don't get a chance to talk to them. And without me being a salesman, without me being, pitching my products or pitching my deal, each one of these 3 long-term dear friends is very excited about learning more about my products because I reached out to them. There's an established relationship, even though in most cases I haven't talked to them. One of the fellows I hadn't talked to in a couple of years, probably 3 or 4 years. And the other 2, it was actually around Christmas time last year that I got a chance to talk to them. So point I'm making here is don't underestimate how easy and natural it is to reach out to somebody that you haven't spoken with for a very long time and make that connection, because that could be somebody that you might be able to help change their life in January, whether it be from a product perspective or a financial perspective. And again, here it's very important to check your mindset. Are you calling them because you want to make money off of them? Or are you calling them because you genuinely care about them? And if you could offer them something that would help their health or their financial situation, you would want to gift them with that. See, entirely different frame of reference than what most people think. And December is the perfect month to be reaching out to people and not have it be perceived as, well, they just called me, they haven't talked to me in years, and they called me because they want to sell me something or they want me to join their business. This is the right time. You only get one December every year, right? Don't waste the next 21 days. Reach out to the people that you want to be reaching out to. Do it with the right, with the right heart on why you're reaching out to them. And there are a few people I've reached out to here in the last week, and my business never came up, okay? Because it never did. It wasn't natural. It would have been me pushing, and it would have violated the whole reason I was reaching out to them. But if you reach out to somebody today, reestablish the connection, doesn't it make more sense that you could reconnect with them in a week or 2 or 3 or 4 and not have it be an unnatural thing? Last thing I want to mention is the last thing I want to mention here is utilizing this final time frame, okay, to set up your business for 2020. It's important to understand that you today can offer something significant to your friends and family and contacts. The ability to be at the beginning or the top of an organization you're going to be developing in 2020. Now, this presumes that you're serious about your commitment to building a significant business in 2020. And if you are serious about it and you do the correct activities consistently over a prolonged period of time, you will have, there are people that are starting today that will be gold and platinum and emerald and diamond level distributors in the next 12 months. And the people that are at the beginning of your organizations, they're going to make a ton of money because of what you're doing. If that's your level of intention, then you're doing your contacts a favor by including them and incorporating them and giving them the opportunity to be part of what you're doing today. Last comment, then I'm going to open up for a question and answer. And this is real simple. I guess, the only reason I'm mentioning this is because I've had this come up a few times during the week. And many of you know, those of you that are regular attendees, when I'm the one doing Saturday morning training, a lot of times my topics are just related to things that came up that previous week, right? Folks, don't do me, okay? Don't use my words, okay? Don't focus on the things that I say. Do you, be you, okay? One of the things that was really, meaningful to me very early on in my network marketing career was hearing a gentleman say exactly that. Yes, you want to learn the system. Yes, you want to understand the various steps. You want to understand what we do conceptually. You want to understand what we do strategically in the development of organizations. However, you want to do it in your manner, in your fashion, to do it like you. You can only be you. The best person you'll ever be is the best you. And so for me, there are a lot of things that, I'm going to give you a really good example. One of the people I just love in our Zija community, one of the people that is Pat Anderson, shoot me out a message here real quick. I don't really, my phone is blowing up. Joel McNitch, I don't know why. I know why. I'm just like so amped up right now. Joel McNitch. When I first saw Joel McNitch, he was part of a group that joined the company after their company kind of, fell apart, and really didn't know a lot of those people. David Moses had spent some time with Joel, and he said Joel was the real deal. And if David says he's the real deal, that means a lot to me. David's he's been around the industry a long time. He knows the real people versus the posers, right? And the first time I got to see Joel McNitch speak, I'll tell you what, he is the most entertaining person. I was laughing my head off, and what I recognized was everything he was saying was spot on, but he was delivering it in a fashion that was so palatable and entertaining. I mean, all the things that I try to do when I do training. See, I understand if people are having fun, they're going to be paying attention. So I try to have fun when I do my presentations, when I do large group meetings and that sort of thing. And same thing when I do this. It's a little difficult here because I don't get to actually see y'all, and how you're reacting to what I'm saying, whether you fell asleep, 10 minutes into the broadcast or not. But Joel McNitch, I mean, he was powerful. The things that he said and the way that he said, he's one of the most entertaining, funny guys, and what he talks about is spot on. Now, would I like to be able to do what Joel McNitch does? Absolutely, I would. The problem is, it's not me. I cannot say the things that Joel says. It would be completely unnatural for me to do that. Totally out of character, violating, my core principles, my 3 core principles. And I'm not saying I've done this all the time. I'm not perfect. But I've always tried to operate and live my life with, number 1, integrity, number 1, honesty, number 2, integrity, and number 3, authenticity. Authenticity is what I'm talking about, being true to you. I would love to be able to do Joel McNitch, but I can't. And even if I tried, it would never be that good. And it would certainly, I'd never be able to do it, okay? Because it's just not me. So what I'm trying to say to you folks, take the information that I'm giving you today. Focus on the last 21 days of this year. Understand that whatever you do during this period of time is going to magnify 10, 50, 100-fold come January, 2020. I mean, if you think about it like this, how'd you like to have easy money in 2020? Work hard for the next 21 days, okay? And it'll be easy money relative to what you're going to have to do because of being able to compress in the next 3 weeks an incredible advantage over everybody else who's fallen asleep now when they start to build in 2020. Focus on the daily method of operation. You brand new people, get those basic trainings underneath your belt. Remember, it's a process that you're going to go through. Don't ever give up on the person that you want to help just because they said no. Whenever I hear somebody say no, all I hear them say is not now. They're just not ready yet. Be true to you. Okay, don't try and do Fred. Don't try and do Pat Anderson. Don't try and do David Moses or Joel McNinch. Just do you, because you'll be the very best you that you can be. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to look over here at the screen. Again, if there's a question or two that I can help with right now, I'd be happy to do so. I'm going to need to take a little break before the top of the hour. I need to check in on Mom because this is a kind of a long period of time for her, 2 back-to-back webinars. I'm going to check in with her. We'll take a little break. Right at the top of the hour, I'm going to be coming back with Pat Anderson. We've got a lot of things that are going to help you focus our team-wide meeting, and you'll understand why I'm so amped up when you start hearing the things we're going to talk about at the top of the hour. So any questions, any comments, anything that we can discuss right now regarding some of the things we talked about here on the new distributor training. And I'm going to get my chat list up here. All right, let's see. Candace says, my phone is blowing up. I got to tell you, I hope you don't mind me speaking a little bit out of school here. Many of you know that I've spent quite a bit of time with Candace. She's one of the really sharp young people. I mean, all of our young people are sharp, right? No, but she's a really sharp young gal because she understands the interplay between today and lessons from the past. I was very impressed when she came out of Canada, called me up. She's from Edmonton. She was in the area, asked if she could invite me out to lunch. And I'm thinking, this is a smart gal. Now, not that I'm all that, because I'm not. Okay, don't get me wrong, I'm not. All right. The fact is because I've been around such a long time, there's a lot of stuff I know. You got to learn something after all this time. And I've been working with Candace, and while she's had a good business, and I'm not saying it's because of me, it's because of her focus. She is crystal clear on what's happening right now, and she's fired up, and her organization is showing it. Folks, take a clue. Don't take it from me. I'm just an old guy. Take it from Candace. Now's the time to pour it on. Throw the coal on the fire. Get things rolling. As she said, her phone is blowing up. Let's see, folks, I was on David's live. Time to put the gloves on and fight like you really want it. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and see that. Thank you. Success leaves clues. Mentoring makes the difference. Ooh, I like that. Can I use that one? The success leaves clues I've used. Mentoring makes the difference. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Folks, one last, quick request. If you've got a question, something that I can help with right now, feel free to put it into the chat box. I am going to take a little break here in a moment. Oh, wow, there's a lot of you joined here in the time that I've been talking. And, inquiring minds want to know, this is my plant protein in the morning. I do, actually, these days, because some of you have noticed, I'm looking pretty good. Those of you that didn't notice, at least say I am. I've been focusing on getting additional protein into my body because, when you're 106 years old like me, it's not that easy to build lean muscle mass. So I'm up to now about 100 grams of supplemented protein. So I do a couple of these a day. I do a couple of the performers a day. And I'll throw in, one of our protein bars here and there as well. And then this is my morning cocktail. This is Super Mix and Limitless. So, okay, so success leaves clues. Drink more Zija. Whistle, whistle, whistle. See you at the top of the hour. Whistle, whistle, whistle. AJ, I'm sorry. Not quite sure what that is, but that's cool with me. All right, folks, let's do this. If you do got a question, feel free to ask us when we come back. Now, here's what you can do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to leave the webinar open. You can just simply come back in looks like 15 minutes and rejoin us, or you can shut down your browser and rejoin the same link again, www.fredholmes.com/webinar. And either way, we will be right back. AJ, you're so cool. I just figured it out. I said, I'm looking pretty good. She went, I don't know why I didn't get that. AJ, thank you, sweetie. Anyway, we'll be back right at the top of the hour. Pat Anderson's going to be with me. Have your journal ready. Take notes. We're going to have a lot of stuff to go through. We'll keep it pretty brief. We'll try to keep it down to about 15 minutes, okay? So hope you guys had a good time this morning. I always have a good time hanging out with you. Hope you learned something of value from this morning. This will be posted onto the YouTube channel for recording for people that want to hear it again, if you want to, or if you need to pass it on to somebody, along with the first Saturday of the period meeting. That will also be posted on the YouTube channel. And with that, I'm going to invite you to, I know, more inquiring 9. This is the playlist we have today. It's called Fred's Beach Reggae. So just give you a little insight into what I'm going to be doing next month. Next month is time to escape to the undisclosed island location. And yes, we will be doing some live presentations from there. All right, folks, hang in with us. We'll see you here at the top of the hour, and enjoy the music.